Sajjad Sahab, thank you so much for being at the open retreat. It's such an honor to meet with you. And kal humne jo event dekha tha at the Pakistan Embassy, that was also pretty stellar. I'm going to kick it off with the one thing I was most impressed about. You said that there's something about Pakistan that is a unique selling proposition that nowhere else in the world is available. That thing was computing power that allows us to be extremely effective in AI. Can you talk to me a little more about that?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me. Pakistani tech companies are designed to solve problems of our society, right? So in our culture, look at the dynamics of Pakistan, or demographics of Pakistan. Huge population, very small budgets, right? And a country where a lot of controls the software has to have a lot of controls. इतने controls चाहिए कि आप हर किस्म का business scenario handle कर लो, क्योंकि law enforcement नहीं है, contract enforcement नहीं होता. So you need a lot of controls, right? Now to do all of that, you need very sophisticated software which has a lot more controls and can handle the scale of data that our population, churns out. So, and on top of that, our budgets are very small and the compute power is very expensive. So our algorithms end up being extremely, extremely efficient. We have no choice but to make efficient algorithms.
What does that mean in terms of a company that wants to come into Pakistan? Like, what does it mean in numbers? Does it mean that it's 70% more cost effective? Because that's the number I heard.
So so there are two elements to it. What this points to is the quality of the software that you get. So when you build AI software, where compute power is limited, no matter where you are in the world, and compute power is expensive, the Pakistanis, because we tend to design algorithms with least amount of resources, so the quality of our software is more efficient, is better, and our algorithms
quality.
are more efficient.
So
because we are designed, so our programs are designed, our algorithms, our programs, our software is designed to use the least amount of compute power because we don't have that, right? Okay. On top of that, with the rupee-dollar parity going in the other direction, we are extremely cost-effective. Right now, as per the latest research, we are the most cost-effective market in the world. Not in the region, in the world. And dollar for dollar, if you see the quality of people that you get in Pakistan, is far superior to any other place in the world. We are English-speaking, we are connected, and we have always been more aligned to the West. In terms of the television, we've all grown up watching Friends, and so culturally we are much more aligned. We all know what Levi's jeans are. We've seen American sports.
So
culturally we are more, because we were always in the American camp. We were always in the Western camp. So we are culturally more aligned. Our software is much more efficient, and then our manpower is extremely cost effective. And there's a lot of it. On top of it, there's a lot of it. So there's never a shortage of engineers or computer science people that you can find in the market. They just produce so many.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining that again very efficiently and effectively. I would be very keen if I was a large American company right now. Everything is pointing in the winds of going to Pakistan.
Sure.
However, in the discussions we are having, we're not shying away from any of the challenges. What we do see, especially I've had a lot of experience in tech and IT and startups. What happens is, despite all of these facts, the quality of human resources is challenging. Say somebody is very skilled, there is going to be a work ethic issue. If there's not a work ethic issue, then there's sometimes academia to industry conversion issue, right? Usually the tools that people are teaching in the universities are not really the most cutting edge tools.
Sure.
What's that gap that a lot of MNCs see in hiring Pakistani talent? It looks good on paper. Does it really translate?
So actually, there were some gaps that we are trying to address. For instance, the gap that you mentioned, the industry academia linkage, and people being more sort of less hands-on and more theoretical, right? And that was because we didn't have a lot of labs. So students could not get a lot of hands-on experience. Now that has fundamentally changed. Every university, there are 250 of them, which teach computer science program, much more now has phenomenal labs. A lot of investment has done in the area. You must have heard of laptop scheme, where every graduating senior is given a laptop by government. Yeah. No other country in the world does.
And by the way, it went in the first Sharif government, and now it's in the second one as well. So
we're talking earlier about it was a provincial issue. Yeah. Now it is a national level program. Mm-hmm. So that sort of changed. On top of that, every year, this year in the budget, which was a budget, it was announced that we are going to train 56,000 kids by the federal government on various tech tools, development tools like Python, Mean, Mern, Star, Flutter, etc., etc. On top of that, every provincial government is going to do training, technical training on their own. Mm-hmm. So we are looking at about imparting training to about 200,000 kids, both 7th, 8th semester students and recent graduates. So there's a lot of reskilling and upskilling happening, and they're continuous programs. Now, the second issue around work ethic and commitment to jobs and this and that. Yes, we've heard a lot about it. This happens when industry and people are in their infancy. As industry matures, and we saw that in India, we saw that in Philippines, we've seen that everywhere. We've saw that in the US also. Whenever there's a supply-demand match, there's a lot of poaching going on, there's a lot of incentives. So there the companies have to do, the companies which have proper incentive structure, these things don't happen. The companies which don't have proper incentive structure, these things happen, and that is not atypical to the rest of the world. As far as the labor laws and contracting are concerned, they are fully enforced. So initially there was a problem, especially when there was a lot of shortage of labor. So people could, move around very quickly. Now with the number of new graduates which are coming in, this problem is significant. It's become more competitive, so it's easier.
What's your one goal before you leave this really important office that you want to make sure that you cross off the finishing line?
What would make me satisfied and, is to see a unicorn out of Pakistan. I think if there can be like big, hairy, audacious goal, that would be it.
What about the unicorns that existed? Kareem's wrapped up.
Kareem has wrapped up out of Pakistan because there were better competitors that came in, more efficient. Look, running a business, you always run the challenge of being taken out by a more efficient competitor. Mm-hmm. So we have InDrive, which have a much better model, much more efficient service.
And also it really depends on the drivers. If they're happy, then taking care of the 360 is important.
Yeah, you have to take it. So better service, right? At the end of the day, it's a consumer that wins. Yeah. So InDrive has I don't know if you've heard of it, it has a very interesting model. You bid on the ride, and then
it's consumer-centric.
It's consumer-centric. Yeah. So as long as you have better products and services, people are that particular company is gonna win, and that's the natural course of business anywhere. So I'm very happy that Kareem was started from Pakistan, was built in Pakistan, went out, became a $1 billion thing.
And it's not like...
And now we have another one, InDrive. Yeah. So it's I'm very happy, more power to them, and I hope they make it big as well.
And knowledge transfer exists because now you're training the markets, the consumers, the techies, the software. So it's not a loss.
And there'll be more innovative ideas coming in. There are companies doing phenomenal work in
What's your favorite
logistics?
Unicorn? If you were to choose, I was the genie in a bottle, I'd say choose fintech or health tech. What would you choose? Agri-tech. What would your unicorn be in?
Logistics.
Okay. All right.
I think making people move or things move efficiently, I think that'd be very interesting.
Sajjad Sahab, I'm so grateful for your time. We're going to keep this short. Your contributions in the last few days have been phenomenal. Thank you for educating and advocating for Pakistan and technology. And most importantly, thank you for being on the Open Global Retreat. On behalf of them, thank you again.
No, thank you very much for having me. And I hope all of you do come and visit Pakistan as soon as you can and see what a wonderful world is out there. Really happy and really would like to welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you.